Hi, today is Monday the 19th, and this is the weekly recap for the Rhino for the current trades. April expired on Friday for 788, so about 2.05%. Not great, but considering this really amazingly frustrating bullish market, this is not too bad. And here we see the May trade. May trade is getting a little bit difficult because of the CCS, and the CCS are now close to the IV convexity for May. The trough is probably around 43.50, so these ones are getting a little bit in the dangerous zone. So last week I did a roll with call butterflies, and I may have to do this again. I did it in 2 steps last week, and I may just go for another 2 steps this week. It will reduce the delta very marginally, but it's just a matter of not letting those CCS make the position sink. But last week I actually didn't do the full bullish risk reversal. When I started earlier last week, I added a PCS here, and Friday I rolled the last CCS, but I didn't fill the PCS, so I may just go for this again. It will lose a little bit. I mean, this is not very effective with only 40 cents here. I may just go a little higher. This is the same in terms of capital usage. It's a bit on the high side, as you can see, 22. So if I do that, I may start actually getting rid of those lower PCSs. Could go about 20 cents on and get rid of all 3 here. It would, let's say something like this. It will reduce capital a little bit. I could go higher. I'm starting losing, and it's looking like I'm aiming for 1% here. This is not really satisfactory. I could also, hopefully the market will start bumping on this resistance. The resistance are, I mean, we are now at 41.80, and there's some good resistance on 42.20, but at the same time this market is so bullish, and we've got earnings coming next week, so this is not really pleasant. So this is what I could do. I could also simply remove one CCS here, go for a flatter delta. There again I would lose quite a lot of profit potential. This is something that could be done with 360. I would lose quite a bit, and my delta would be flattish. Theta would be losing. So this is not exactly exciting. I would definitely get rid of some Vega, but this Vega is on the upside, and the SPX VIX correlation is pretty good at the moment. So the Vega on the upside is not really important. There's no real incentive to get rid of this. So if only I don't want to lose too much on the call side, I would keep rolling. I don't think there's a necessity to really get rid of the CCS here. This is more or less what I've got in mind. Trade is not doing great. My gamma is a bit on the high side, which is something I don't really like, because if gamma accelerates, but as you can see, gamma would still be okay. So I don't see, down, if the market drops by, let's say 2%, 3%, my Vega is okay on this side, my gamma would actually be reduced. So I am not overly concerned of a reversal, and again, anything can happen next week with earnings. So maybe I will go just for an extra PCS to complete my risk reversal. I may get rid of these for 20 cents, and maybe just one to start off with. So that would be a short condor instead of just a PCS, just to keep my capital usage constant, which is normally what we should do at this very late phase of the cruising altitude. This trade will have to be reduced as of next week. This is not going to be a great month. It's a little bit late with this low volatility to add a combo up here. So this is probably what I'm going to do. I'm not writing off this cycle, but this is not a fantastic month. So I would probably go for this. And for June, last week I added one extra combo over here. My delta is still alright. My CCS is, and as you can see, I only have one CCS here. Of course it's losing. I sold it for 1.3, now it's 2.2. So that's why I'm losing here, but my delta is still okay. The IV convexity is higher on June, so it's probably around 4370 for 4400. So I'm not out of the woods on this one, but I don't think this is necessity to roll my CCS here. So for this one, and I don't think I need to flatten my delta, but I need to build it up. So we have 12.3, so 12k. Now that the April capital has been released, I could add more to it. So I will maybe just keep adding. And because volatility is now lower, it's definitely going to be 100/75. Or if I want to be more aggressive, I could even go for a 75/50. So this one would add a little bit more capital. My delta would be about the same, and I would start adding a little bit here. So on June, I would say we're fine. If I want to use this extra capital to roll, maybe I can. I can even roll preventively here, but I don't think this is really necessary. I still have time, 60DT, I still have time to bring this tent or bring the profit potential to maybe 600. So at the moment, I really have to take care of May. June is not causing any trouble yet. Of course, it's unpleasant to be negative on this one, but this is still okay. If the market goes up to 4,300, yes, I would definitely have to roll these because it's way too early for this IV convexity on the call side to move closer to the money. So this is more or less what I've got in mind. This is not a very pleasant time. The market has gone crazy. If we just think that we were maybe like 300 points lower end of March and we're only like late April, so this is not the best time. It's probably better to keep some negative delta because we really don't know where the market will be going next week. Okay, that is it for now. Thank you for watching. There will be definitely more regular updates on Slack because this market is becoming a little bit too risky for my liking. Okay, have a great week and see you next week for a weekly update. Bye for now.